Peace, everybody. Hope everybody's good. I was just listening to some Sade. The name of the song was "Cherish the Day." I didn't get to finish the song, but I guess I just wanted to start off by saying that. Okay, how do I start this? I don't know. What just laid on my heart, man. It just came to my mind. Tomorrow's not promised to nobody, so I just wanted to speak about something. Um, I guess I could just talk about what's been going on with me. The last couple of nights, my body's been feeling funny. Um, I don't know. I hope that I'm okay. I'm here to do God's will. I'm not perfect. I'm still human, but I'm here to do what it is that God wants me to do until it's time for me to go. I do pray and I ask to come home. I'm not gonna lie, almost every day, because I feel so miserable in this life and the things that I've experienced and the things and how I feel. Um, just based on the things that I've gone through and past experiences and my own selfishness, um, my own bitterness at times, my own rebelliousness, I guess you can say. Um, okay, so I'm just gonna give you a quick. I'm just gonna say a whole bunch of stuff, but I'm gonna try and sum it up as much as I can. So my life has not been an easy one, but in 2000, around 2019, I think, is when I decided that I wanted to travel and move around, and that's when this whole thing happened, right? This whole craziness happened. Um, First, I went to Ghana, um, and this is no disrespect to the people from Ghana, because I met some good people there, but I would never come to Ghana again. Matter of fact, I will never be going to the continent known as Africa ever again. Then I went to Egypt, right? And those two experiences were not very good because I spoke my mind while I was there. I told people the truth. People asked me why I was there, and I was just telling them, for different reasons. But the truth is this: since I was young, I realized that something was very off with the people that I knew as my family. All right, both extended and immediate. I knew something was off. I felt it in my soul. I felt it in my spirit, but I just never could confirm anything until the last couple of years. Right? Um, my whole life, I've been trying to get away from the people that's known as my parents. We had an atrocious, if that's a word, terrible relationship growing up. Right? I felt that, and just because I was told I was born in Jamaica, and then I grew up pretty much, in the States, in the United States. Grew up in New York. Um, I felt at some point that maybe on a human level, I'm talking on a human level, I felt that Jamaican people were some of the most ignorant people in the world, just based on the way the interactions that I had with both people that was family, friends, and people that was quote unquote from the Caribbean. And this is me speaking as a human, as in a human experience, right? This is not speaking on a spiritual level, because spiritually, I don't know who these people were or what they are, right? Because to move the way they were moving, you couldn't move like a human being, right? So the things that's happened to me, I realized I was trying to get away from them. My whole life, I've been trying to get away from them. It led to me joining the military, which was sort of manipulated through the same family, right? And then I didn't notice it until I went to Ghana, and then when I went to Egypt, Egypt was confirmed for me that everywhere I was going to try and get a quote unquote get away from them, they were literally following me. Like I was in my mind, I was seeing them. I was seeing the woman that was known as my mother. I was seeing the man that I knew as my the man that I knew that married my mother or my stepmother. Like I don't even know. Like I said, at this point, I don't even know if these people are. I don't think they're biologically my family. Right? Just based on the way they've treated me. So it started to turn into like a nightmare. Like everywhere I went, I was seeing them. And it led to the point where I lashed out. Like if you guys know and follow me, like I lashed out on Instagram about them, right? About their personal lives, the things that they were doing, and they were living multiple lives. So now this is where it gets spiritual for me, where it gets scary. When I was in Egypt, the spirit of the woman, right? She told me that she was really Lucifer. She's the devil, right? And her husband slash son or clone or whatever he is, right? He's merely like a plaything, somebody that she made, kind of like a hybrid. Like I think he's a hybrid between human and dog. So he's there to obey her every saying, like everything she wants him to do. He's going to have to do it. Man, I don't want to miss like what I'm gonna say. But yeah. So in Egypt, she the spirit was in another woman, but she was talking to me as though I knew her. And the same thing with the gentleman. Right. So then I started to see that the issue is that when they're spirit movers, right? When they're in a certain body, they'll be Christians. So then you can't say that they're being they're drug addicts or they're living an alternative lifestyle as far as like being engaged in homosexuality or bisexuality relationships, because in those bodies they're Christians, right? But when they jump into a different body, then they can be, say, a musician or a cokehead or a crackhead or a heroin addict, right? Or a homosexual. And this is no disrespect to anybody that chooses whatever life you choose to live. That is on you. I know in the past I've been like very, very mean, but it's on you, the choices that you've made and that you choose to make. To me, like I said, what you see physically is happening spiritually. Right? So for that reason, when I would get upset and lash out at them, their way of retaliating was jumping into different bodies and then making sure that my life was a living hell. All right? So the last couple of years, I'm gonna be honest, most of my life has been hell. But the last couple of years have been like real hell, like purgatory, like whatever hell is. Like I wouldn't wish this on nobody. The things that I've went through as a human being, I wouldn't wish on nobody. All right? And I don't know what Tutankhamun went through. All right? I don't know what who's known as what they call Yahshua. I don't know what he went through on a human level. All right? But I know it had to been hard, it had to been rough. But the things that I'm going through is rough too. Only I'm gonna be honest. Now that I'm awake to what's going on and dealing with like the immaturity of the spirituality that these entities, the spirit that they carry, enviousness, jealousy, lust, gluttony, wrath, whatever the 7 deadly sins. I don't know all of them, right? I told y'all the number 7 was going to be a very significant number this year. Yeah, I've heard it several times. And then based on, like I said, me watching TV, YouTube, social media, and if they have the ability to jump into different bodies, and I don't know, according to her, I heard through her speaking to another woman spirit, that there is 2 million of these spirits walking the planet right now. 2 million of them. 2 million spirit jumpers. So then I watched the movie I Frankenstein, and then it became like very very apparent to me that it's possible that they could have used the bodies of dead people and resurrected them through demons. And demons could be walking the earth. Now, I don't know how accurate the science would be or the spiritual aspects of that. I'm not too sure, but it's a possibility. Like I said, if they put the technology and the message in the movies, then it's a possibility that they're capable of doing it. So yeah, that's what I've been going through. I've been just like I said, I've been trying to get away from them, and I feel like everywhere I go, I see them. The guy that's married to who was supposed to be my mother, he's the most he's the most immature person I've ever met in like ever. I've never met somebody more immature than this person. This person is grown. I don't know how long he's been walking the planet, but he's like the most petty, childish person that I've ever known. Always looking for attention. And I always thought that was like the thing that childish like children do. I can't even say kids, but that's what like children do. Always looking for attention. And this person is in the body of an old person now that will soon decease. That will soon be deceased. So then that he's gonna have to jump into a new avatar, into a new body. Which he's doing now. He's jumping to several bodies. Like I said, everywhere I go, I feel like I'm being followed by them. But then I didn't understand the science as to why. Like, why me of all people? Like, there's so many people that I feel like are gifted or whatever on this planet. Why follow me all the time? Why feel the need to aggravate me or make my life bad or do bad things to me? Am I so special? Like, and then like I said, I don't feel like I'm this Yahshua character that I was taught about when I was growing up in the religion thing, right? I don't feel like I'm him because I'm not getting up on anybody's cross. I know that they say the story, that's what happened to him. I'm not getting up on anybody's cross for nobody. If he did it already, I'm definitely not doing it. Now, do I feel like I have guardian angels and archangels that I can call upon in time of need? Yes, I do. That I truly believe. What happened to Tutankhamun? I'm not too sure, but I'm pretty sure he was betrayed by family and friends as well. So then I think about the story of Yahshua, and it was pretty much the same thing. Beloved by everybody, and then all of a sudden everybody turned their back on him. And then I started to see the connection between Tutankhamun and Yahshua. And is it a possibility that because of the lies that we've been told, like for instance, we thought that the devil was a man, or we know that's not the truth, right? Now, how easy it is to twist up stories and twist up history. And I think about what was the main purpose of the devil, like what is evil, what does it mean to go against God? Jealousy and envy. I would say those are the prime things. Like you want to be your own God. So what it is that you wanted to take over heaven, and you knew you weren't able to do that. And so that would still be your goal to try and take over heaven. But then you'd need a big army to do it. And at the end of the day, like, I think the same spirit or entity that created you can destroy you as well. I think the creator was being nice by not eliminating the problem from the beginning, but choosing to exile them. I don't know if he was waiting for them to see the faults in their ways, or hoping that they would possibly change. But I don't know. Maybe just to imprison them for a time period and then hope that they would become awakened and see the faults in their ways. Possibly, I don't know. And this is just me going off the mythology of the story about angels, fallen angels, demons, and everything. And then you just hear about all these things, like I spoke about in one of my other videos. I feel like the fallen angels are just a story of what the Anunnaki is, an alien thing. That's why I think that the final battle, the final judgment thing, is gonna, what they call the good versus evil, is literally gonna be like scientific and and biblical at the same time. Like, it's gonna look like something crazy like that. It's like what I see like in what in Egypt looked like. A lot of those places were once buildings and structures, not just sand. And thinking about the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, I think it's a possibility it was in that area, in that region. Because it's sand, aka salt. I know that I've been like a fear monger in the past, where I talked about certain things happening. Certain things have to be fulfilled before anything else happens. But it was traveling to these places where I started to encounter and realize that the spirit of these not just the immediate family member, but the extended family members were all possibly part of the whole cabal. And they were all spirit jumpers. And now I want to travel now and go see other places, other historical sites. But now I'm apprehensive, because I'm gonna be followed by these same. I feel like I'm gonna be followed by these same spirits. Like they have an obsession with me. The man that I knew that was married to my mother, he felt like I was in competition with him, like I was competing with him for the love of my mother, as though like I want to be with my mother in some type of sick pedophile incest way, to the point where it disturbs me to my core, to my soul, to the point where I feel sick and I don't feel good about it. But then if that means that if she's not my biological mother, then it's still grotesque and disgusting. And even in your eyes, for him to even think that. And this man was so despicable and disgusting that he'd want to put things into my food. Like, you heard about the story of Seth, like disrespecting his nephew by putting his semen and things like that into his food, just to disgrace him, or just for him to become part of his lower self. That's what he was doing. And that's what you'd have to do to bring somebody to their lower self, right? To bring them down to your level, to do something that disgusting and that despicable. But then I realized it's to do what? To get a rise out of them. Now let's just say I do the unthinkable, right? And I was to body this old man. Right now, this old man is old and he's about to croak. And let's say I did something bad to him. His spirit now is just gonna jump. He's not gonna go to the afterlife or nothing like that. He's just gonna jump into another body. then I'm guilty of doing something to this old vulnerable person. Then I look crazy. So that's when I became paranoid. So I'm like, all right, maybe they're following me around for a reason. Then I heard about the witchcraft and voodoo and magic and dark magic and the dark arts. Then I was wondering about like how my hair was like of some significance to them, and then like how my blood was of some significance to them. So then I started thinking about vampires and stuff, and then I thought about it, the movie Underworld, where the vampires, they could drink your blood, and then they can see your they could see if you were part of some genetic timeline, or not timeline, but genetic historical, how to word it, like for instance, like I say that I feel like I'm part of the Tutankhamun's bloodline and the bloodline of the kings. Like they would drink my blood and they would know it if I was lying or not. Right? So that's when I started to think like maybe that's the case. And then if that's the case, I mean that maybe Tutankhamun, when he was walking this planet, he was like a super being, like a superhuman, like a mutant, like an X-Men. And I thought about the movie X-Men with Apocalypse. Right? And then I was like, maybe Tutankhamun was the first mutant. But then they found a way to kill him. And then I heard, I don't know how true it is, Tutankhamun had a blade that was made of mineral, or a mineral that wasn't from this planet. He had a blade in his tomb, and then they chose to go into the tomb to do these things, right? To go dig up these people's past and whatever. Then they examined the blade and realized that it was not from this. The elements of it was not from this planet. It possibly was from a meteor, and it was carved or given to him as a gift, possibly passed down from the pharaoh's bloodline. So this is what I'm going through. So that's why I'm isolated. That's why I can't move the way I want to move. My car was tampered with a couple years ago. Why the same I feel like the same entity, the same people were so jealous of me. They crashed into my car when I was in North Carolina. I had a terrible marriage, my first one in Texas, terrible. So I feel like that was a spirit of somebody that was set, that was put there to ruin my life. Young innocence, just a scary little kid learning about religion and then going off to the military by myself, not knowing anything. So then they had people placed on me, following me around to antagonize me. Second marriage ruined. I just spoke to my ex today. And then she brought up, and of course she had to bring up who was known as my mother's husband. And she said that she feels like he likes attention. Now, he's an old man. Why would an old man be looking for attention? Unless he's very, very immature. He's never grown up. The child mind in an old person. And then all the despicable things that he's gotten away with, it has to be spiritual. So then I realized that these spirits can move amongst everybody and anybody. It's just like the Matrix. When they said the agents, they are everyone and no one. Just like the Adjustment Bureau. They are everyone and anyone. So then I started to I'm like, man, I can't question God. I can't lose my faith. But that would mean that the Creator made these entities. And they just can't be killed in a physical sense. That's why I haven't lashed out and acted crazy, realizing that these they're following me everywhere I go, like falling. And in the end of the movie, you thought that he died, but he found a biological um, organism to go into, a warm body. He's like, look, he's not gonna make it, and look, he went into the body of a cat. Hey, tomorrow's not promised, man. I hope everybody's good. I don't know if this was meant for me or for somebody else. I don't know who's supposed to hear this. It is what it is. Peace. Shalom.